without a shadow of a doubt that you're created on purpose for a purpose. Mindset and money revolution. You have to have a mindset revolution to experience a money revolution. That's when you experience a true wealth revolution.
My name is Chad Free. Welcome to the Wealth Revolution Podcast.
Welcome back to the Wealth Revolution Podcast. My name is Chad Free, and I'm a wealth strategist, and I believe that the Wealth Revolution is a calling. It's a calling on my life, and it's a mission to help people realize that true wealth is an abundance of everything that you value. And really, it's built from the inside out. And today is going to be a special episode because I'm talking to the youngins. I'm talking to the next generation. And if we had to throw a fancy title on it, it would be what I would tell my 20-year-old self. And so realistically, it's perfect timing because this is a message to all of those who are embarking on something new in their life. Being that folks are graduating now and they're all going to a different stage of their life, I think this is for you. I think this is for you. So first of all, I want to say that, as I got older, I kept hearing people develop a habit of saying that I feel sorry for the next generation. I feel sorry for this generation. And if you're not careful, you'll probably fall into that. But I really think that the next generation was created for these times. I don't think God makes a mistake. So I think that if you're watching this, you are created for these very times that some people feel like the world is coming to an end or a broken world, however they refer to it. But that doesn't mean that we're done. That doesn't mean that we're called to fit in. Matter of fact, that's a call for you to stand out. So I want to just kind of go over some of these things that if I could go back and tell my 20-year-old self, I have actually told my son these things. And so I hope that you get value out of this. I hope that maybe hearing this, you would see value. Maybe you're not just graduating. Maybe this can help you right where you are, even as an adult. But if you think of somebody, make sure you send this to them. And of course, definitely subscribe to our channel. We want to grow our channel and truly make an impact and with what I feel my purpose is. All right, so 10 things that I would tell my 20-year-old self. Number one, let's start at the very, very, very foundation. You must believe that you are created on purpose for a purpose. And I think that if you understand that at the very, very, very foundation, that no matter what, you're created on purpose for a purpose, that's going to prevent you from spending your entire life chasing titles, money, approval. You are divinely designed to pursue God's purpose daily. And literally that is becoming more like Him and pointing people to Him. So at the foundation, you're going to fall on your face. But when you have that purpose, when you understand that you're valuable and you are one of one, that makes it a whole lot easier for you to get up. The second thing, don't chase what's meant for you. Don't chase what's meant for you. And a good way to look at this is sometimes we want the right now. Right now. We want immediate results. Sometimes it takes the crock pot timing. You've heard me say that. It's not all like the microwave, right? We have to wait. We have to go through some of the things, whether it's a relationship, opportunity, or success. You really won't have to strive or force it. And understand that. Trust the process, not the pressure. Maybe you have a relationship that's on the rocks, or maybe a relationship where there's a decision to be made, or maybe it's a relationship that has been broken off. and you are still just consumed with getting back with that person or mending things with that person. And I understand that because we're human. But if God means for you and that person to be together, you won't have to chase that person and you don't have to worry about it. The third thing, purpose is not a job. Purpose is not a job. I've talked to adults before and they've heard me talk about purpose. And one in particular was a cop. And they said, I still just don't know my purpose. I don't know if this is what I'm supposed to be doing or not. And I think we as a society think of our purpose being our actual position in our role or a job. And that's not it. So stop thinking about your calling as a career. It's a posture of your heart, and pursue your purpose like a compass, not a destination. The fourth thing is, plans are good, plans are necessary, but they're not God. Sometimes our plans become so much of a priority that we lose focus off of who we're really supposed to be pursuing. And you'll make plenty of plans, but God's purpose will prevail. So you got to be flexible. You got to be faithful, and you can't panic when your plans fall apart, because sometimes they need to. Sometimes your plans have to fall apart for you to turn your attention to God and see what He truly has for your life. And that's in the Bible, Proverbs 19:21. Man has many plans, but God's purpose will prevail. Why even fight that battle? That is strong within itself. All right, number 5. Some may be going to college. Some may be going here, there, everywhere. Get a mentor. Get a mentor so you don't stay stuck in the frame. Get a mentor or a coach. And I've said this before, but Tiger Woods, as great as he is, he still had a coach. Would his coach be able to play, or can his coach play as good as Tiger Woods and beat him in the game of golf? Probably not. But he can stand back and he can look at Tiger Woods and he can see the adjustments that need to be made in order to better his game. Get a mentor. All right. If you're at A and you're trying to get to B, we need to see what it takes to get to B. What is a missing structure in your life? Sometimes you can't think about it if you're constantly figuring out how can I do this? You need to start asking, who can help me do this? Get a mentor, somebody that has done what you're trying to do, what you want to do, and have them lead, guide, and direct you. Be a sponge, hungry, humble, and coachable. Don't sit in the setback. My good buddy Tim Story says this. Don't sit in the setback. You're going to have so many setbacks in your life where things don't go your way. You're going to be you possibly will be failing a class. You will possibly be failing at a relationship. You may fail in different areas, but failure is a must for success. In order to be successful, you must have failure. And when you have failure, learn from it. You don't lose, you learn. Make that a top priority, but don't sit in your setback. That is how generational curses are formed. If you sit in your setback, you will settle in your setback. And then if you settle in that setback, you will stay seated and end up being cemented in that setback. And now it's just, it is what it is. And now you've got learned behavior that you've passed on to the next generation or those who look up to you. Don't sit in the setback. What can I learn from this and how can I be better? Number 7, breakdowns lead to breakthroughs. Kind of the same thing. When you have a setback, maybe it is a breakdown, Maybe it is a failure. It has to happen. I know my heart had to break for my eyes to be open, for me to get my attention. And that happened when I was 45 years old, just 4 years ago, because I was trying to do it on my own. Don't be afraid of the hard moments. Some of the most painful seasons will shape the strongest version of you. So let God do the work in the dark. My preacher said this, your purpose is paved with potholes, and there's no such thing as a victory without a battle. So if you avoid the battle in your life, you'll never slay the giants in your life, and you'll never experience victory in walking in who you were created to be. Number 8, your mindset is a battlefield. Sometimes, most of the time, we are our own worst enemy. What you believe about God and yourself will define your path. And if you believe you were created by Him, for Him, and with Him, you are psychologically unstoppable. If you don't care what other people think, if you have no fear of rejection, and you take on the mindset of some will, some won't, so what next, then you think more of yourself, and you're confident in yourself, and you will do big things because you know who has your back and you know who you belong to. Mindset is the battlefield. So you can't let your mind go places where it doesn't need to go. All right, number nine, silence, seasoning, and then soaring. I also got this from a mentor of mine, Tim Story. My mentors, Coach Burt, Tim Story, and I literally take a lot of those things and I have applied them to my life. And now I'm able to share testimonies and how they helped me. So shout out to Tim Story. Shout out to Coach Burt. Thank you guys for pouring into me and being obedient to your calling, because I am a changed individual because of you. Number 9, silence, seasoning, and then soaring. Don't rush the soaring process. Don't try to skip the process and go straight and try to be successful, because when you focus on that, you're going to actually be living in somewhat of a posture of failure, because you haven't arrived yet. It is a process. And sometimes you're going to be alone, and that's during the silence. And you're going to wonder, am I ever going to get there? Am I ever going to get to the next level? Am I ever going to have a breakthrough? And sometimes you're going to question if God is even nearby. But I'm going to tell you something. He's never left you. He is always with you. In the silence is necessary. And then you've got seasoning. That's when trials and tribulations do come. And that's when true growth happens. So understand, you got to go through the silence, and then you're going to go through the seasoning, and you're going to be beat up a little bit. Those are the potholes we're talking about. And then you'll be ready to soar. I couldn't give Jackson my keys to my car when he was 4 years old and just let him go ahead and drive. Did he want to drive my car? Yeah, he wanted to sit in my lap and drive through the neighborhood. But could I just give him the keys? Sometimes we're not ready for that. We have to go through that process. And if we don't go through the silence, the seasoning, then our soar will not sustain. Last thing, number 10. And this is what I told my son. You carry the name of free, so you must walk like it. You carry a name yourself. And let me tell you something. If your legacy to this point, if you're not living out a legacy or being the beneficiary of some sort of legacy, let your heirs be a beneficiary of you, because it can start with you. You come from a legacy, but more importantly, you are a child of God. You're not average. You're not called to fit in. You're called to stand out. You're not called to live life by default. You're called to live it by design. You're called to get in the game. You were built to lead, serve, and impact generations. Wherever you find yourself, understand that. Understand that it's bigger than just right now moment. Understand that you have a lane out in front of you, and you're not in a race with anybody. You are one of one. Comparison is the thief of joy. And you can't compare your chapter 2 to somebody else's chapter 10. But you were created on purpose for a purpose. And your responsibility is to seek Him every day and ask Him how you can be who He created you to be. And when you do that, you will stop chasing. You will start attracting. You will be a human being and not a human doing. And you will find yourself impacting so many people because you're walking in alignment with your assignment. Guys, I hope you got something out of this podcast. It was kind of short, but it was to the point, I do believe. And I pray that what I told Clayton, what I told my son, can help you. So, thank you again for watching or listening, whatever platform. Please feel free to share it. Make sure you subscribe. And I appreciate you guys. Thank you. God bless you.